Hi guys, welcome to Friday. It is now Friday, it's 2 o'clock on the 21st of February, and I wanted to do an update on the situation ongoing with coronavirus because I know that a lot of you are really interested in this. I feel the mainstream media have totally dropped it. They think it's all over. I know that many of you thought it was going to be big. You know what my predictions were. I don't want to go on about that, but I do want to update you with some really interesting things that have been going on. So the number has been absolutely climbing in South Korea. If you'd like me to just recap, I would say that the number has been coming down dramatically in Hubei province and in Wuhan. Hardly any cases in Hubei province, apart from an outbreak in a prison where there were 200 cases. In Wuhan itself, cases fell about 1,000 2 days ago, further falls last night, and I think the Chinese really want people to get back to work now. So that's behind a lot of these figures. I think the economy was beginning to bite and they got really worried about it. In the rest of China, the numbers are down. However, big outbreak at a prison in Beijing, over 200 people. There's also another prison in another province, not in Hubei, where there are over 34 people, including a guard. So far, the Diamond Princess has had the most cases, 634, 2 deaths. Some people who were evacuated to San Francisco, I believe 16 people who were cleared on the ship as having no coronavirus, have now been detected with it. Just goes to show you how long this incubation period was, because they weren't really allowed off the ship unless they'd done the 2-week quarantine. And yet here they are in San Francisco now showing up with it. So South Korea, there have been a spate of cases. Now, in South Korea, most of the cases are connected to a church in Regu, which is a city of about 2.5 million. The church is a rather large congregation of about 1,000, so obviously the pastor's doing something right. Maybe he's doing Christianity Gangnam style or something, and it's really got people hooked. I think some of the pastors here at the Church of England need to chat to him, find out what he's doing. But, to get serious there's a super spreader at the church. Now, I think we could call her a mega super spreader because the cases have just escalated. There are about over 100 cases linked to the church. Couple new cases in Seoul, but most of the new cases in South Korea are actually linked to this church in Regu, and there are currently 204 cases in South Korea. Fortunately, only 2 deaths. Japan is another country which has seen a large number of increases. They had 106 cases. Interesting thing about Japan, however, is it's very scattered. There's sort of a case here, a case there, one case in one prefecture, another case somewhere else, one on Hokkaido, one on another island. So it's not like South Korea where you're seeing these mega clusters. Singapore rising slowly to 86. Hong Kong had a couple new cases, 69. Thailand still at 35. Taiwan 26. Malaysia 22. Australia have got 2 new cases in Darwin, both from the Diamond Princess, takes them to 17. Germany, Vietnam, and the States are kind of stable on 16. France at 12. Macau, strangely, at 10. Rather fortunate for them. They've had no more cases, if that's indeed correct. UK at 9. UAE at 9. Canada increased to case 9. Now, the interesting thing is, the lady who came down from it in Canada had recently flown in from Iran, where there has been an outbreak. So Iran has gone from nothing to 2 cases, 2 deaths, and they're now standing at 18 cases and 4 deaths. Most of these are centered around the city of Qom, which is up near the Black Sea, or the Caspian, that's in the north of Tehran. The authorities have closed schools and universities there to try and limit the outbreak. So no real increases in other countries, apart from Italy, which has as well seen an increase, because Italy only had about 3 cases. They've now got 9. Israel has its first case, but it is a person from the Diamond Princess, and Lebanon has got their first case. So it kind of continues to spread. No real pattern, as I say, it does definitely spread in confined areas, like on the cruise ship and in the prisons, and definitely within that church. A lot of the cases in Singapore were also linked to a church, but when it comes to Japan, they just pop up here and there. It's rather random. Not sure. Of course, a lot of experts are saying they think there could be far more cases in places like Cambodia, but because China have close relations with Cambodia and they're actually building a air base there, it's unlikely that Cambodia would want to test. And apparently the only way Cambodia are currently testing are with temperatures. They're not using the kits. very low in India and also Pakistan, but in Pakistan's case, also very close relationships with China. So I talked about the prisons. It also seems that there's a higher rate of spread among medical staff. For example, the guy who was the head of the Wuhan hospital passed away. There's a lady now who's in a supervisory position, she's quite high up in Wuhan hospital, that's ill with it. And a 27-year-old doctor who was due to be married, he'd actually delayed his marriage in order to go and help out at Wuhan hospital because he's a specialist in respiratory diseases. He's unfortunately passed away, which is very sad because, very young. You don't associate this disease with killing people who are so young. So there we go. So the Chinese authorities and the Canadian authorities are now saying that even after people recover, they stay contagious because when they've tested people who have seemed to recover, it's still in their body and therefore they can still be contagious. So they're a loss now of what to do with people who've recovered. They're basically well again, but they still got the virus in their body to make them contagious. So people are really learning about this, and at the moment, they don't really know how to contain it because, of course, so many people are asymptomatic. Now, in the rest of China, the non-Hubei Chinese, they've only been testing people with symptoms who have a travel history to either Wuhan or Hubei. So that means it could be massively undiagnosed throughout China, because if they're not testing people without a travel history to Wuhan or Hubei, they're probably missing loads of people, because now we're seeing cases pop up all over the world. In terms of Africa, only one in Egypt, but there were rumors that in Kenya there was an outbreak at one of the Chinese villages, but the Chinese didn't allow the Kenyan police to go on to investigate or do tests. There are rumors that at a mine in Swaziland there's an outbreak, also linked to Chinese, the Chinese-owned mine. Apparently in Sweden they're also only testing people who actually have a travel history to Hubei or China. So therefore, we don't know how many cases have been missed. But that's just a generalized update for you, just to keep you abreast of what's going on some of the news that you probably didn't read in the mainstream, because they've really been focused on other things right now, back to Syria, back to all sorts of hate-related and terrorism-related stuff. But just a little update. Have a great Friday. Lots of fantastic stuff coming for you soon.